Hello, this is Frans Stolen. I'm going to show you how to read data from an SAP environment into a SQL Server database. There are two prerequisites for this. First of all, you need to have a target defined, a SQL Server target defined in this case, which is in my case called SQL Server for Demo. And we need to have a SAP endpoint in this case. To show you that I'm not cheating, let's go to the SQL Server environment. This is the database, SQL Server demo database, and the DBO sub address data is the table I'm going to write data to. I'm doing it F5, and you will see there's no data in this one. So let's go back to Harmony and show you what we're going to do. We are going to create a new SAP function. Right-click on SAP functions and say new SAP function. It will come up with the connector that's already been defined. In case you have more connectors defined or more endpoints defined, they will show up in that drop-down list that you can see in here. But in this case, we have just one, and it will take my endpoint. And as you can see in the endpoint, there's a login, a password, a client number, and a host number, and that's it. So go to next. And then we can see we have three ways of connecting to an SAP environment. We can go through BAPI, through RFC, or through IDOC. We will use a BAPI function to create. So create a BAPI function. The function I want to create is called customer underscore get list. Sorry, called get list. This is the one. Go to finish, and it now generates the function for me. It will generate an operation in this. It takes some time to generate responses. And there we are. So it has now created a request structure and a response structure. What we are going to do is create this response and request structure in an operation. So we go to create operation. Here you can see the operation that has been built. And it has the sub function call, the BAPI customer get list. It has a request. It has a response. It might have a source, and it will have a target. In this case, we are going to create a new transformation, but as it is a request, it will not need a source. So we go to say this request is not going to need a source. The target is clear. That's the BAPI customer get list request, of course. So press finish, and it is created in here. Now, the source structure is empty, of course, but we do need to fill in a number of parameters, as the BAPI function call requires a number of parameters to be filled in. And we also want to limit the number of rows that we're going to get back. By double-clicking on the max rows, I can put in, I only want 10 records back. So this is done, go to OK. And in the ID range, we need to specify the parameters that the function call requests. It requests a sign. What is meant with that is, are you going to include or exclude the data that's in that range? So, okay, we're going to include it. It needs an option. And the option is, in our case, between. So we need between to get the data in that range. Then we say what's the lowest number we want to have. That are 10 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go OK. And max range is defined by 10 nines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that are the parameters we need to call this function. I'm going to save this one and close this one. Now the screen is a little bit messed up. That always works with this. This always happens with this case. So in case of a right click, go to layout, say reset layout, and it is nice and easy again. So we now create the request. We have the function call. We now are going to define the response to it. So double click the response, create a new transformation. It will give it a name. The source is defined automatically, and the target we're going to write to is database. Go to next. So it now says, okay, you go to database, which are the endpoints that you have defined as database. In our case, that was SQL Server for Demo. So this is fine. Go to next, and it will ask which of the tables do you want to use. So download list of tables, and you can see I only have this table in there, sub address data. We're going to use this one. Go to finish. go to next, sorry. And then we need to modify a little bit on the table. We need to explain the table that the subname is going to be the ID for this one. Okay. Then go to finish, and it will bring up the mapping screen. So on this screen, we're going to define the mappings. We're going to define the mappings from the get list address data area into that table. I'm going to put name in subname, I'm going to put country in state, and I'm going to put city in address. That's it, done. So transformation is made. Get this one. Again, we can do a layout, a reset layout, so it makes it a bit nicer. And on the left-hand side, you can now see everything is created. There's an operation created and a transformation are created. We save everything, and this is the moment we're going to run it. Put a right-click on Babi custom request, say run operation, and this will take a while because it will go into the SAP system, read the data, apply the parameters, do the mapping, and write it eventually to the SQL Server environment. As you can see in the bottom, we have now a green check mark, which means the operations run successfully. We can double check that by going into that SQL Server table again, and we put an F5, and there we see we've got indeed 10 records written into this database. So to conclude, we've used the wizard to walk through this. We created the request, we created the response, and we mapped that into a target list. Hopefully this is helpful to you, and try it yourself. If you have any questions, reach out to us.